Another thing that we learn from this ayah is that a hypocrite commits tughyan. And what is tughyan? As I told you, to exceed the limits. As believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set certain limits for us. We're not allowed to do certain things. We have to stay within those bounds. Who stays within those bounds? A believer. Who steps out of those bounds? Someone who has hypocrisy in him. It does not suit a believer to exceed the bounds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for him. For example, of the limits, of the bounds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for us is that we have to be respectful in our speech to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Obviously, this is relevant to who? The Sahaba. But obviously for us as well, when we are in the majlis of the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we should be respectful in the way that we talk about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one of the instructions that the Sahaba were given was that they should not raise their voices in the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we see that the Sahaba were so careful. For example, we learned that once Abdullah ibn Zubayr, he said that a group of riders belonging to Bani Tamim came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he said that appoint so and so as their leader. These people came. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu suggested that why don't you appoint this person from among them as their leader? Umar radiallahu anhu said, no, appoint this other person as a leader. So there was a difference of opinion between who? Abu Bakr and Umar in the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there was a slight dispute between them. And both of them, they began to argue that their voices became louder in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. And then the ayat were revealed of Surah tul Hujurat, which command the believers to lower their voices. And when Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhu, when they found out about this, they started to speak very low in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. They did not exceed the bounds anymore. And we have to think about it over here as well. That part of our responsibility is to respect our elders. Isn't it so? These are limits that Allah has set for us. We have to respect our elders, no matter who they are. No matter who they are. But sometimes, what do? We speak to them as if we're speaking to little children. We yell at them as if we're yelling at someone who has committed a huge crime. Or we don't care about their needs as if they don't exist. As if they don't have any needs. Someone who is old, they need help. When they walk into a building, they need help with taking off their jacket, their shoes. They need help. They need to sit on a chair. But what happens sometimes? We're sitting on a chair so comfortably, and they pass by us, and we know they're looking for a chair, and we pretend as if we haven't even seen them. Unfortunately, so many sisters have come to me from this class who are either elderly, or they have some issue, for example, a back problem, and they have requested that please, we have to sit on the chair. We cannot sit on the floor. Elderly women, who have some reason as to why they need to sit on a chair. But it's sad that we will sit on the chairs, on the desks, and we will not let them sit. This is disrespect to elders, you know that? A believer is careful. He's concerned. He's courteous. And a hypocrite, selfish, only concerned about himself. He doesn't care about the bounds of respect.
وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا وَإِذَا خَلَوْا إِلَى شَيَاطِينِهِمْ قَالُوا إِنَّا مَعَكُمْ إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُسْتَهْزِئُونَ اللَّهُ يَسْتَهْزِئُ بِهِمْ وَيَمُدُّهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ